News 9 is tracking storms as they head through Oklahoma. All right. Yeah. National Weather Service has issued severe thunderstorm warning. Oh boy. Hooray. This morning my phone said it was going to rain at like 2 in the morning, and that was going to be it.
Right on top of us.
Every time I don't bring my umbrella, I swear. Didn't think I was going to need it.
We're working with that. Hopefully we'll over that down. Ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. Let's go. Guess it's about time, isn't it? Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We are back on the game plan here on the Gospel Station Sports and Talk. What I thought was just going to be a cloudy day has apparently turned into a thunderstormy day as some storms are blowing through Yukon Mustang into OKC. So that's fun. It's always when I don't bring my umbrella that it happens to blow through. I was told, it was going to rain overnight, maybe like 2 a.m., and that was going to be it. But apparently we're wrong there. What can you do? It's Oklahoma, right? What can you do? But yeah, we're here on the game plan. Luke Young, Mike Gannon here in the studio in Oklahoma City. This week begins high school sports. We've got Bethany High softball and volleyball with their season openers tomorrow. Softball at home, volleyball on the road. I will be at softball calling that game. We're not sure if it'll be on Sports and Talk or on Sports and Spirit yet, but we'll be sure to let you know. So keep it on the lookout for that if you want to hear that softball game. Of course, said it before many times. You've heard the interviews. Bethany softball gearing up for what promises to be a very good season for the Lady Broncos. So we're all here for it, looking forward to it. And volleyball, obviously defending state champs. They're gearing up for a great season of their own, trying to defend that title. And later this week, we've got 2 tournaments for both those teams. Next week, I believe football has their first scrimmage. Then the week after that, Tuttle and Bethany football get going, which we are covering. So it's here. It's happening. I said on the morning show as well, it's go time. It's kickoff. The ball has been kicked, and this one's not going in the end zone for a touchback. We're going to have to return this one. It's go time.
Yeah, absolutely. I think at least half the schools in these, or where am I? Hang on, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, where I'm at. Half the schools are going to be starting classes or in classes by the end of the week. I think in the state.
Yes.
And then around next week. And then the final one, those who don't start until right before Labor Day weekend, which will be right in time for football season start. So yeah, it goes down. Half the states and so it goes down.
Yeah, all the teachers and coaches and all the staff have been back for a little bit. The coaches are putting in their long hours already, such as the life of a high school coach. Let me tell you, we've been there. But yeah, I'm excited. I keep saying it, but it is go time. I've got my notes ready for tomorrow, and that game is still like over 24 hours away technically, but I'm ready to go now. I could get out there and call it if you let me. Yeah, we're expecting great games from them, so it'll be fun. Tune in. Sports and Spirit, Sports and Talk, wherever the game is. We're also going to have a coach's show tomorrow. John Hickman is going to be hosting that. So he's always a great host on that. He's been calling football for the Broncos for a while now. he's going to get out there and talk to some of the coaches. I think he's planning to get cross country out there too. So he might get a little bit of a 2-for-1 there. They should be going at 5, but I'm not too sure on this. Don't quote me, but just another thing to keep an eye out for, another thing to listen to. But on today's show, we're going to talk some local sports, some MLB, some NFL, and some general sporting news. Mike, we mentioned it a little bit before the show, but the AP preseason poll is out for college football, and OU finds themselves ranked number 18. Too high, too low? What are we feeling?
Just right.
Just right.
Just right. That's exactly where they should be.
That's about what I said too. I mean, room to climb, room to fall. That's what we're looking at for OU. If they overachieve, they'll climb. If they do what we expect, they'll probably stay right there, middle, low ranked. If they do worse, they're going to fall out. And that's a pretty fair way for the season to go right here.
Yeah, worse no bowl game at all. I think if they do what we think they're going to do, they won't make the playoff, but they'll be in that next tier of bowls right below where the playoffs are going to be, which is not bad.
No, we've been there before.
Yeah.
I mean, we've done those bowl games before.
San Antonio Alamo Bowl, maybe Jerry World's second tier, not the Cotton Bowl, what they call whatever the Blue Bottom Bowl is now. Yeah, Jerry World Bowl, whatever it's called. They change the sponsorships every year.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't talked about college sports so much recently. We mentioned it when Trey was on the show. Shout out Trey Allison. That was a great episode. Everybody should go back and listen to that. But college, especially the SEC right now, and I know you think this, there's a lot of questions floating around. I mean, we're not really sure how the SEC is going to shake out this year. They've got those teams that we're expecting to be great, your Texases, your Georgias, et cetera, et cetera. But through that middle bottom of the pack, we're not really sure where everybody's going to land up. We're hoping OU is towards the top of that, but we just don't know. Now, you mentioned that the Big Ten is packed to the brim right now.
Big Ten is packed. You have Ohio State and Penn State and Oregon. And don't sleep on Purdue. Don't sleep on Iowa. Don't sleep on Wisconsin. They're no slouches either. So the Big Ten is just loaded now, and everybody's expecting the Ohio State, Penn State, and Texas and Georgia to be the main four fighting it out for the national title.
Clemson is ranked really highly on the AP poll this preseason. They're at number 4.
Yeah, they're getting a lot of respect, but I'm the same way when I'm with the SEC. I don't know what they got because they've been down so much last year.
It's been a lot of what I've seen, floating around online as well as why is Clemson ranked that high? Why above Georgia of all teams? But we'll see. We'll see how it shakes out. The complete AP rankings, I'll give them to you now. At number 1 is Texas. Number 2 is Penn State. Number 3 is Ohio State. Number 4 is Clemson. Number 5 is Georgia. Number 6 is Notre Dame. Number 7 is Oregon. Number 8 is Alabama. Number 9 is LSU. Number 10 is Miami out of Florida. Number 11 is Arizona State. Number 12 is Illinois. Number 13, South Carolina. Number 14, Michigan. Number 15, Florida. Number 16, SMU. Number 17, Kansas State. Number 18, Oklahoma. Number 19, A&M. Number 20, Indiana. Number 21, Ole Miss. Number 22, Iowa State. Number 23, Texas Tech. Number 24, Tennessee. And number 25, Boise State. That's the complete top 25 AP preseason poll. They've been doing that since 1936, according to this article that I found on News 9. So that's pretty cool.
Yes, they have been.
Long time.
That long. And what I want to know is, what's everybody singing out in Miami? That's what I want to know.
I know, top 10. I mean, that's pretty good. I've seen a lot of people have been keeping Boise State right there on the fringe, right there in that rankings. You know, some people vary, but yeah, I mean, Miami's high up. Clemson's high up.
Michigan 14, OU 18 sets up the second game of the season, first game in September.
Yes.
That's about where they should be. Michigan's still rebuilding from their championship season, and and they don't have the same coach anymore. The guy that coach was next to OU. But Let's see. What's Illinois got that comes so high? What's Miami, Florida have that comes so high now? What have they been doing?
I think maybe we'll find out.
Yeah, my God, I mean, they must have had some serious transfer. We didn't keep track of them down here.
Not much, no.
And so they get some serious transfer portal and NIL money that convinced a few 4-stars and 5-stars to go there instead of going to the traditional powers.
And no Florida State in the top 25. What, did they always choke or something? That's crazy.
After what happened years ago with them, writers that just don't respect them anymore.
Sorry, Dad.
Yeah.
That's the one other team he'll cheer for besides OU is Florida State. Sorry, Dad. No, but it's like you said, these top 25 set up the storylines pretty good from AP here. You mentioned OU Michigan, which is, frankly, one of the games I'm expecting to be one of the better ones in OU schedule. That should be a competition right now to the end of the fourth. So those storylines like that, they're doing a good job of setting up. Now I don't know this for sure, but Penn State ranked really, really high right now. I don't know. They've probably been one before. I have no idea. I don't keep up with it that much, but
Have they won before?
yeah, been one.
They were top 4 2 years ago, and last year as well. I mean, they've been doing well for the last 3 or 4 years, really growing the program. They just can't get past Ohio State, just like
Guess that storm's rolling through.
yeah. Other folks, we're just a little bit of a lightning strike and we'll surge this year.
We still on air?
Yeah, we're still on here. I was going to look up here for the coaches top 25. I'm trying to figure out.
The only thing I remember from the coaches top 25 is that OU wasn't on it.
Yeah,
That's it.
I'm trying to figure out who they picked over OU. Trying to figure out here.
They did have OU like right outside top 25. They didn't like drop them.
Florida, Indiana. Was it BYU? Tech?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was it. BYU and Tech.
Yeah, BYU would have had to be it.
BYU. They picked BYU over Florida. Oh, yeah, over OU. They picked. And Tech. So they gave BYU and Tech the nod because of NIL, especially for Tech, because they got a billionaire bankroll on them. Got made all money in the foreign. They got a billionaire that threw a lot of money in the NIL. They're gonna be fun to watch. They're always fun to watch.
When was the last time Penn State was ranked number 1? Let's see here. The last time I can see it would have been 1997. They were ranked first in the preseason poll, but they had a bad year, I guess.
Yeah.
It fell as low as 16. That was the last time Penn State was ranked number 1. Not the last time they were top 4, mind you. That would have been 99 when they were ranked number 3.
Yes. I remember that. That team was actually really good.
Yeah, that's all preseason, by the way, not through the season rankings. Because through the season, they're 3 last year, obviously 4 and 21, number 2 and 17, right? But not ranked number 1 since 97. How about that? I knew I couldn't remember any time they were, but hey, good on Penn State. Maybe if they have a good year, they'll take that top spot from Texas. I wouldn't mind that.
I wouldn't mind it either. Well, with Arch Manning there, at least we get to watch him this year and finally see you. Are you like your grandfather? You got the speed and the poise. Are you like your Uncle Peyton, where your freaking computer in your brain is pre-reads like crazy, but when it comes down to the end, you get a little uptight like Peyton did, so he finally learned to relax there when he was about 27. Or you're like your Uncle Eli, who just kind of keeps him hanging around, and then the fourth quarter goes nuts, has lots of in a row, and blows everybody's mind. Because his uncle did that in college, high school. He did the same thing. He did the same thing at Ole Miss. There was all these highlight packages, on ESPN, on the college football final. You watch college football final when Eli was in college. And it showed the highlights of the game. It's like Mississippi's down by 10 points going to the fourth quarter, and then Eli Manning goes to work. And it's just like boom, 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 touchdown, and then ball back, boom, 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 touchdown, win the game.
Pretty good legacy, I'd say.
And that's exactly what he did. 2 Super Bowls, he did the same thing. I'm sitting there watching this Super Bowl and I said, I've seen this movie, and the fact that he's now doing it against guys who are in their 30s and doing it against Belichick, that's what's so impressive about the guy.
Tom Brady killer. All right, season me his nightmares. Hey, before we go to break, I got to mention for our local sports segment that Bethany High School football is doing the Friday Night Lights event on August 15th. You go out to their practice. It'll start at 6:30 for the high school, and they'll be selling hot dogs and hamburgers, grilled hot dogs, hamburgers. Pop and Cheer will have a booth selling their items, and if you bring a case of Gatorade, you can donate it to the football team, which they will very much appreciate getting into their season. So Friday Night Lights, August 15th. Hey, you're listening to the Game Plan on the Gospel Station Sports and Talk. We're going to send it to break here. Done with segment 1. Segment 2 coming at you fast.
She's ready to serve you with the best shopping experience.
Gotta remember my mic's on my tie. Keep taking my headphones off and it goes right on it. I'm sure that doesn't sound good. All right. Let's keep it rolling with football. Say baseball for the sake of it.
NFL?
Yeah. Got some fun ones. Little's 70-yard field goal.
Yes.
Joe Milton is throwing 70 yards on slant passes because he can't control his arm. Oh, yeah. Good one.
It's good. Yes, I didn't see the number. I saw the field goal. How good is he doing? How good is it?
I didn't get to watch any of Sanders. I'm kind of disappointed in it. I wish I had.
So I saw a bit of score. I saw a bit of Dallas game.
I can't really tell. Says it is.
Yeah, looks like it is. Oh, yeah, it's fireworks right now. Heavy part of it, don't miss it. Just
Just barely south, right?
it's barely north.
Oh, just barely north.
Absolutely. Well, right here from Carter, it's third, right? From Carter and the highway. And it was like 25 minutes.
Well, just barely north is exactly where I have to go. So,
Well, it should be over by
yeah, by 5 we'll be fine.
5.
Yeah, we're good. Plus, I'm not leaving right at 5. I got equipment to get ready for tomorrow. Got to figure out what I'm leaving for John for his show. Where the heck did that tie go? Facebook, I lost one of the little black ties somewhere on this carpet, and I'm never going to be able to find it again. If you see it, let me know. That is so gone. That is so gone. Hey, welcome back to the Game Plan here on the Gospel Station Sports and Talk. Luke Young, Mike Gannon chatting it up about all the recent sports news. And here in the segment number 2, finally, NFL football is back. We're going to get into preseason week 1, some of the notable news, storylines, moments, and everything in between. All right, Mike.
All right.
what games do you get to watch?
I get to watch the Dallas game, which was uneventful and
That's
a little,
fair.
and a little scary. None of the pros, none of the starters played, and so we started the game with the number twos, and they all got rolled, and then when it came to garbage time, and everybody had to get out there and get the footage of with their grandkids saying, "See, I played for Dallas Cowboys at one time." They really got, couldn't do anything. So
I mean, when Milton got hurt for that one drive, the third string quarterback, I don't remember his name, came in and led a touchdown drive. Like, he did all right. But yeah, I mean, no starters played. I mean, we weren't really expecting anything massive out of preseason week one.
the main thing that concerned me was the second stringers and third stringers didn't show anything, which concerns that guys get hurt, and those are the guys that those second stringers are going to be starting probably come end of October into November, and suddenly, on the offensive line side, Dak Prescott's running for his life. On the defensive side, Saquon Barkley's running for 60-yard touchdowns.
Yeah, I mean, definitely gets like that from time to time for sure. The line has been the big story. I mean, a few notable names retiring. We've talked about it before. Again, they brought back some guys. Lyle Collins is back, by the way, over at guard, so that's fun. But yeah, the second and third stringers, I mean, it wasn't like a breakout game for anybody, right? I mean, just say that.
No breakouts. Nobody saved their position and ended up forcing a 35-year-old guy to lose his job.
There were some linemen that have, if you follow Cowboy circles, that have been having really good camps and a pretty good preseason game one. But for me, the focus was more on that quarterback and running back position. Okay, they started with Deuce Vaughn and Joe Milton in the backfield, and neither one really had a standout performance in any way. We've seen Deuce in the games before. Joe Milton, now in his second year in the NFL, came to us from New England, I think it was. Dude's got an arm. I mean, that was on full display because he's throwing 100-mile-an-hour passes on 5-yard slants. Yeah, he can throw. He's not ready for a starting role. That much was pretty obvious. But I could see the flashes of what he could be. That arm talent alone makes him worth having around and trying to work on. Because that dude can throw those 70-yard touchdown passes like we saw in the camp, and he can also put it in the corner of the end zone for a touchdown, which we did see in that game. The kid's got something there. It's just unrefined, right? Now, I'm hopeful on him. I mean, let's make it obvious, not ready for the starting role. The Cowboys quarterback room right now is Dak, Will Grier, Joe Milton, and that's it. Yeah, that's it. I almost say Cooper Rush, but he's gone. Nope. Miss Rush Hour.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's Dak as the 1, Grier as the 2, Milton as the 3.
Basically, yeah, and that's probably set, so there won't be any movement on that side.
Yeah.
If they only, will they suit up 3 for regular season, or will they just suit up 2, and then the third guy gets to be part of the scout team? So they're probably set on what's staying.
Probably. And the running back room, Jaden Blue, the rookie out of Texas, Malik Davis, second year out of Florida, Hunter Luepke, he's been all right. Phil Maffa, rookie who has a lot of buzz already. Miles Sanders, now in his 7th year. Deuce Vaughn, who we've seen before. Javonte Williams, now in his 5th year. It's a, 7-person room?
Yeah.
But, again, there's not like that big, okay, that's the guy, right? I mean, Miles Sanders is the closest to that. He's going to be good. Maffa could be really good. Hunter Luepke is going to be good if we run that fullback position and all that stuff we did with him.
And a couple of those guys will stick around and play on special teams.
That's true. We're still going to have your Vontae Turpins running around there. He's always a threat anytime he gets the football and special teams. It's like, for the offense, the pickup of Pickens was great.
Yeah.
But what are we? We're still doing. What are we still going to do on the ground?
Yeah, and we're not going to know anything because the way they're running the preseason, we're not going to see anything. Maybe we'll see a little bit next week, but we may not see anything until the following week.
It was the complete opposite of what Miami did. Miami started all of their starters for a little bit in game one. And a year ago, they started none of them like we did.
Yep.
So that was a bit of a turnaround for them. Speaking of Miami, is McDaniel on the hot seat?
Yes.
There's been some buzz about that. They obviously have made a difference. They're trying to make a difference in their culture, playing the starters, trying to be tougher. Accountability was a big word I saw thrown around. The scouts, the analysts aren't big on them, okay? They're still plus 200 to even make the playoffs, which is not good odds for those wondering. And they need that postseason success. Tua has had too many injuries.
Yes.
And you can't take a core of Tua, Waddle, and Hill and not have any kind of success in the playoffs. You can't. That's just the bottom line. And I'm looking at their roster right now. Let me go find their running backs real quick. It always gets... Here we go. Their running back room right now is Alexander Madison, Devon Akane, Jalen Wright, and Ollie Gordon II. Which, out of those, Madison is in his 7th year now.
And Ollie looked good. Ollie looked good. I saw the highlight package of that. He looked good.
So, I mean, they've got their weapons like they always have. Now, just what's going to get them over the hill, right? If McDaniel can't find a way to get them over the hill again, and let's hope not, if Tua gets another injury, how long do they have in Miami before they say, this is not working? We've got to do something different.
Tua gets another major injury, I think he's done. I think his career's over.
They've got Ewers now. They've got Quinn Ewers. It's Tua, Zach Wilson, Quinn Ewers. That's their QB room. I could see them, honestly, if that happened, saying, it's over. Let's go to Wilson, finish out the year, whatever they do, and then let's give Ewers a chance. He'll have had his year of learning under these guys, and we'll see if he can play in the NFL. They'll probably do that with a new coach.
Want to Shedeur Sanders?
Yeah, let's go for it.
Okay. He was the most, what shocked me was how long he played. He played a whole half. I don't know. Once again, Cleveland goes Cleveland. Everybody zigs and they zag, and it's zagging not necessarily in a good way. I mean, what would happen if he blew his towards ACL like Brady did in that preseason game decades ago? Just rolled up on him, boom, it would have been, garbage. Started the third quarter in the first preseason game and blew his ACL out. And I was like, okay, that's it. He's covered the year.
Sanders went 14 for 23, threw for 138 yards and 2 touchdowns with 0 interceptions in his debut. We talked about this before the show again. It wasn't a step back.
It wasn't
And
bad.
for Cleveland, that's what matters.
It wasn't a bad. He played well. For first time in a live fire situation in the stadium, and he didn't embarrass himself.
No.
Which a lot of times rookies do.
The thing is, they're saying this makes it that 2-person race again for the starting QB spot. What I noticed, because again, I didn't get to watch it, so I had to go back through the stats, look at the box score, look at the play-by-play. He had 2 completed passes. One was 19 yards, one was 30 yards, and that was the deepest he threw. Everything else was short passes. He didn't really take any shots downfield. So, I mean, I didn't get to watch it, so I don't know how many he did throw that were incomplete, what happened, yada. But just looking back on it like that, 2 quote-unquote deep passes. 19 yards and 30, and that's it. So he was taking the easy reads, is what it sounds like to me.
Which might have been what all they asked him to do.
Probably, honestly. I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, it's the Browns playing against the Panthers, or whoever they were playing against, right? You don't really have to do too much against the Panthers backups. It was. They beat them 30-10.
Yeah. Did Dylan Gabriel ever get to the game?
No.
I didn't think so. I didn't think that. I heard he what's going on there?
Saving him, I'd imagine. They committed to him as their number 1 before this preseason game. That's why they're letting Sanders play.
Oh, boy.
But it's Sanders' opportunity to make it a competition again.
Yeah.
But no, he didn't play at all. I'm not that surprised. But again, it wasn't a step backwards. So good news, Cleveland. It wasn't a step backwards. That's good news for quarterbacks in that organization. All right. The last thing I want to mention before we go to break, besides Cam Little's 70-yard field goal, which would have broken the record if it was a regular season game, Geno Smith and Pete Carroll's return to Seattle in that preseason game. They got met with a sign and answered with a lot of gestures, we'll say. They got into it with some fans in that return with Las Vegas. The sign is reported to have said "Bigger Bust, Geno or Jamarcus Russell," which Jamarcus Russell, and I pulled up the Wikipedia page just to make sure I've got it right.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Got go.
Quarterback, MVP of the 2007 Sugar Bowl.
Uh-huh.
Drafted first overall by the Raiders in 2007, but didn't last more than 2 years.
Nope.
Did not win anything in the NFL. Considered one of the biggest draft busts in recent memory.
Yeah, exactly. He won. Once again, he was at LSU, and he did one at LSU. What did it say?
Yeah, LSU, MVP 2007 Sugar Bowl.
MVP Super Bowl, and impressed Al Davis, who was not all there at the end. That's my personal opinion. And he suddenly saw flashes of a modern day Kenny Stabler, who was the player who was the Raiders QB in the 70s, who came to the Super Bowl, they beat the Vikings, Bowl 11, and with Madden, and he drafted him. And the kid from LSU. So after that victory, he hung out in New Orleans for a couple of months, and ate his way through New Orleans and showed up way out of shape. And he never really could get back in playing shape. That's why he left it.
It looked by the time he was done, he weighed 265.
Yes. And, yeah.
Yeah, it's a little bit on the heavier end for a quarterback. I mean,
especially for that era. For the 2000s era, it was very heavy.
Yeah, he was a Manning Award winner, all SEC, all these things.
Yeah, he played great, but something happened to him after winning that game, and
Yeah.
Which happens,
And-
Sometimes the guys are just like,
But that's the comparison for Geno.
Benji's comparison to him would have been went to Zion in the NBA. Kind of the same thing.
It's pretty. I'd agree. Yeah, I agree.
Had a fantastic career, and then something happened in the pros, and it just wasn't working.
Yeah. So
And football's more cruel. So instead of getting 5 years or 4 years, they only got 2.
I mean, bad look for Seattle fans and Geno. No love lost there. So we'll send it to our break. Were Geno and Pete, sorry, let me get my grammar right. Were Geno and Pete justified for responding like they did? Or was it too far? Should they have remained a little more level-headed, knowing that comparison now? You make your decision. We're going to send it to break here on the Gospel Station Sports and Talk.
Sit down with Grant when he puts him back after his inspection. He didn't do anything. He didn't say anything. He just put it on the field, put it on the court.
Have you ever seen Gridiron Heights?
No.
It's it's a Bleacher Report thing, just an animated series they do.
Okay.
They follow the NFL season and they make these videos about the players and the games and the trends. And they made one last year about the rise of running backs getting popular again. It's so funny. They have a running back room and a wide receiver room with all the big names for each. And the wide receivers are partying as their stock falls, and the running backs are partying as their stock rises. And it's treated like plane crashes from one to the other. They're literally sitting at an airport.
Yeah, I love this. The blonde who breaks down the NFL. Works for Amazon Prime. Or, I don't know, but she does that where she puts like the jersey on and edits everything so that like the person. Okay, here we are, week 4, and thanks. What happened to you? And then cut the Saints, one of the Saints jerseys.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I know people.
Like the guy for the SEC.
I follow people who do that all the time.
Yeah.
Dude, Scooter Magruder.
Yeah.
I love him what he does in the NFC East. That dude is funny.
Magruder, as one girl, guy who does it for the SEC, does comment. He does Life in the South, and then he does break down the SEC every year. People kept saying, "Oh, you," and is it always like this? And Missouri guys going, "Yes, it's always like this."
And we are back on the game plan here past halftime, coming into the third quarter, third segment, whatever you want to call it. Welcome back. Thank you for listening. Here on this segment, it's my time to shine. We're talking Major League Baseball. Less than 2 months to go before the regular season is over. Less than 15 series to go now. And we're coming up with some shakeups at the top of these rankings. In this playoff picture, some things are happening, y'all. Okay.
This is the fun part of the season because we're in the middle of the dog days, and all everybody's focus is now on the NFL and college ball. So the press isn't quite as watching as much. Everybody can turn up in September and they go, "What happened?"
Every part of the season is a fun part to me. Let's look at this year.
But the casuals are going to look up in September and go, "Wait, I thought the Dodgers won first place. What happened?"
They very well may not finish in first place.
Or Boston was like, "I thought they weren't in first place. How did or vice versa. Stuff like that happened in the last 2 weeks of August.
Hey, the MLB released their power rankings. We'll go through them real quick. The top 15. The Brewers in 1, the Dodgers in 2, Phillies in 3, Cubs in 4, Jays in 5, Tigers in 6, Padres in 7, the Sox in 8, Mariners in 9, Stros in 10, the Mets in 11, the Yanks in 12, Guardians in 13, Reds in 14, and the Rangers in 15. There's your top 15 if you could follow with me. Now, some of these are locks. I'm just going to be completely honest with you. Here's my playoff prediction, all right? You can come back to this episode, pinpoint this moment. Here it is officially. In the AL, the division leaders, I think, are going to be, I hope I am wrong about this, Toronto in the AL East. I hope I'm wrong. Detroit and Seattle. I think Houston loses the top spot. The wild card will be the Sox, the Guardians, and I think the Rangers are going to make it in over Seattle too. I think they're going to pull the Yankees and fall out completely.
Wow.
This is the time where the blood is in the water. Now, this comes with the caveat, the Rangers have to wake up themselves. They have to say, okay, we want to take this and go win it. But this is the time. And these two teams play each other coming up shortly in a prove-it series. So I think the Rangers and Seattle can actually beat Houston out of it. It's very possible. And Boston and Houston play in their next series starting tonight. It's Bregman's return to Houston.
Oh boy.
I think Boston wins this series, which could catapult Seattle right into that number 1 spot, which could move Texas that much closer of usurping Houston. I don't think Houston makes it into the playoffs. I think it's too much.
I hope they don't.
Now out of the NL, Milwaukee, Philadelphia, and LA are Milwaukee and Philadelphia are locks at this point. Los Angeles is only like a game and a half ahead of San Diego or something. This is, again, there's always that one in both divisions, in both leagues, that is not quite as much a lock as the other, and it's LA and San Diego this time. I've got Los Angeles with it right now because Shohei is healthy and he's performing again and they're doing well. The San Diego is built to win after that trade deadline. I'll give it that they ruined the farm system, but they're built to win now. If it is LA, San Diego will still make the wild card. They'll still be in it. Chicago and the Mets will make it. The Yankees are not making it on the AL side. The Astros are not making it on the AL side. The Reds are an interesting case because if things go right, they can sneak in. But as it stands, I don't see them getting in the playoffs. But let's go through some of these important games to note here, important series, if you will. The Brewers are on pace for the first 100-win season in their history. They have, I believe, only ever been first in their division once, and that was a World Series year. Now they're on pace for 100 wins, triple digits. They could see another World Series coming too, and because they are locked, by the way, because they're not just winning, they're winning on the field and off. Jacob Mizorowski pulled a base set holo Charizard, which if you know anything about Pokemon cards, is worth thousands of dollars after he went out and pitched a game, I'm pretty sure. So they are locked in, dude. They are winning.
Did he look at money in the lottery as well, just for some mad money?
He might have. He might have.
You know, 150K.
Dude, that video is so funny, too, because he's got a group of guys surrounding him as he's pulling these cards out, I should say. The Brewers are locked. Those dudes are in. Milwaukee is in the playoffs, division leader. There you have it. But Los Angeles and San Diego, we just mentioned it. They have 2 series against each other this month. Those are, like the Rangers, the prove-it series, the games. The winner of those series will win the division.
As I said, this is the one where the casuals will come back around in September and go, what happened?
Yeah, there is not going to be any San Francisco in this conversation.
No.
It is going to be San Diego or LA. Whoever beats the other wins the division. Plain and simple. Go out, prove it. Do you want it more than the other guys? That's what we're at. Boston and Houston, I mentioned it, are matched for an important series for both the AL East and the AL West, with Seattle and Texas closing in on the heels of the falling Stros. If Boston beats them, if they sweep them, we could see a new number 1 down there in the West. And for Boston, they're not too far behind Toronto right now with that young core locked up and surging in Toronto's difficult schedule. Boston has a chance at the number 1. I can't believe I'm saying that this season. But they have a chance.
And they can get hot. The textbook guys are getting hot at the right time.
Now, I'm still a little bit questionable on the pitching. We had a great start from Walker Buehler finally.
Yeah.
Lucas Giolito is still throwing well. Garrett Crochet should win Cy Young, in my opinion. We've got great starters. Brian Bayo is still performing. We've got great arms. Did we get enough? Is my question. Dustin May, we're still working on him. We'll see what he can do. But Boston could win the AL East. I can't believe I'm saying this, but they could. Now, if the Mets complete the implosion, this is how the Reds get that playoff berth.
Mm-hmm.
I gave New York the wild card spot, but knowing New York, they could very well lose it and prove me wrong here.
Who's the Mets?
And that's how the Reds slip into the final NL wild card spot. So keep an eye on the Mets season.
Once again, who's your NL team? Break it down. Yeah, what?
Milwaukee and Philadelphia as division leaders. I gave the edge to Los Angeles, but it could be them or San Diego.
That's 4.
The Cubs are going to be a lock.
And the Cubs are going to make it as well.
So it just leaves the New York Mets if they don't completely collapse by the end of the season, or the Reds if the Mets do completely collapse.
It makes sense that basically there have been 6 teams at the top of the NL this year, and so they're all locked in, and they're just fighting for that final slot.
Now, the reason I gave the edge again to Los Angeles has a lot to do with Ohtani because he's back, he's healthy, he just hit his 41st home run of the season, tied with Kyle Schwarber, and he's pitching still.
And that's I'm with you on that. If they think he's ready, good to go, and they put him out there a couple of games in September, and he shuts down, then they'll probably win. Win the league, win the division.
If he can get over that back soreness, that finger soreness he was having, whatever it was, they'll probably win it. And especially if somehow, some way, Mookie makes a comeback. I mean, they've still got the big names, the firepower, but we'll see. And by the way, Raleigh hit his 45th home run. So congrats to Kyle Raleigh. Again, a big reason why I think Seattle is going to overtake Houston by the end of the year. And again, this playoff prediction, I want to be right, but I want to be wrong in a lot of ways. And that's kind of how it goes with the MLB right now because there's actually very few teams I like and will legitimately root for. The Red Sox are obviously my team, but like I don't like any of the other AL East teams. I don't want them to win. I don't like many of the AL West teams. I don't want them to win. I'd say the Rangers are the most tolerable of the bunch. Like, and I hate the Padres. And my grandpa likes the Giants, but I don't care about the Giants. I don't care about the Mariners. I don't care about the Tigers. I don't like the Mets. The Reds are usually irrelevant. The Guardians, if all that gambling stuff is true, I don't like the Guardians. So I hope I'm right, but I hope I'm wrong. And the last thing we want to talk about for this segment before we send it to break, Jen Powell, first female MLB umpire, I believe, had her game behind the plate for the Braves. She ended that game with 91.45% accuracy, just below the MLB average of 94. So not a bad day behind the plate. She'll get memed for missing the first call of the game, but that's what happens. Not much you can do about that. All right, so there you have it. There's my playoff prediction. I hope I'm right, but I hope I'm wrong. Come back and tell me in the future, and we'll see. Listen to the break. You're listening to the Game Plan on the Gospel Station Sports and Talk.
Okay. I got something related to UFC that I saw. So we got that. And what else you got to do? Final segment, you got anything lined up? Final segment, or we're just going to talk amongst ourselves?
Just the usual news stuff.
Okay.
I might talk. Nah, it's fine. I'll talk about the meteor showers if you want me to. Talk about that on the morning show too. But let me check all my saved posts to make sure. Got that. We talked about that. Talk about Cody Bellinger's highlight. Did you see that? Throw from the outfield. Mm-hmm.
So we started?
I'll show you the video when we get into it. Vibes are immaculate in Milwaukee. Oh, I've got some news about Jaden Blue and Miles Sanders. Yeah, there we go. We got some stuff.
Yeah. I don't want to go into it, but I said that Brian Channel 5's sports director. Brian was talking about Wes Welker, and he pointed out that Wes Welker changed the game. Place would be in the Hall of Fame. But receivers now are far more
Let's see. I think it's raining. What am I going to do for dinner tonight? Yeah. I got spaghetti. We're good. And we've made it to the final segment of the game plan. Quarter number 4 coming at you live from the studio in Oklahoma City. Luke Young, Mike Gannon, thank you for tuning in. If you're listening online, we appreciate you. If you're watching on Facebook Live, I guess I should point there. Facebook Live, we appreciate you too. So here in this final segment, we're going to talk some news, some recent breaking news, some stuff we might have missed in the past week, things like that. I'll get it started with some actually not sports-related news. But the Perseid meteor shower is happening tomorrow and August 13th. It'll start after about 10 p.m. on the 12th. So that's plenty of time after that softball game is ended. You can make it home and catch some meteor showers. That'll be pretty cool.
That's really cool. Let's see. UFC. Okay, so everybody knows that Skydance now owns Paramount, which is owns CBS, and they have and Paramount Plus. UFC Fighting has cut a deal, $7.7 billion media rights with Paramount, with Skydance Paramount, and no more pay-per-views. All UFC game matches will be on Paramount Plus for no extra charge.
One service every match.
Yep, for no extra charge.
Oh,
And
man.
I have Paramount Plus because I watched Taylor Sheridan's Landman and Lioness and 1923 and all the Star Trek shows. So I've got it. And I'm going to probably get to see marquee UFC fights for the first time in about 10 years. Because UFC was, not doing a whole lot. They do pay-per-view, but they weren't doing, but like some of the mid-tier fights were available, on ESPN or Fox or wherever they were bundled with at that time. So for the first time in a while, I get to see their marquee fights again. It was great.
Big UFC guy?
I did. I liked UFC. When it broke through, I loved it because boxing after Tyson, boxing got boring and it got shady and just wasn't happening. And UFC, they don't. And the shadiness is what I call it, like they would dance around for 5, 6, 7 rounds where they started really throwing punches. And it happened in the UFC, especially 15 years ago when it started. When it broke through big. I mean, they went at each other right out of the gate. And it was almost like they got a bonus and they dropped somebody in the first round.
They probably did. For being honest.
I actually saw the Mike Tyson Leon Spinks infamous bout where he dropped him in like 15 seconds. I saw that live when it happened, and it was awe-inspiring and frightening at the same time. When Tyson in his early 20s did that, and it was like, there's nobody gonna stop this guy, and nobody did. He self-destructed basically. What happened to him?
Yeah, you're looking at that guy, and he's not just saying he's crazy. He is crazy.
Yes.
He's backing that up.
Yeah, exactly. So that's the latest on there. What was it? That on that, and
I've thought about buying a punching bag. That's about the most UFC I've thought of.
and word is that ESPN's going to set up their own over-the-top streaming service. That you don't have to buy the ESPN package. You can buy just like an ESPN streaming service.
This is different from ESPN Plus.
Yeah, or they're going to morph into it somehow, some way. But Fox is getting their own version called Fox One, and now they're in talks to bundle them together. Sort of like what Disney and HBO Max have done.
Okay.
You can get Disney, Hulu, and HBO Max together, all three of them, even though two of them arrived. So Fox One and ESPN are looking at forming an alliance on their bundling for the streaming service.
More NFL coverage for the upcoming season.
Exactly.
Can't often say no to that. So, speaking of NFL, I've got some news for you. Here you go, Cowboys Nation. Head coach Brian Schottenheimer says running backs Jaden Blue and Miles Sanders should see some significant progress this week, and he's hopeful they can play versus the Ravens. Jaden Blue, I think, had an injury recently. That's why he's been out. So maybe we'll get to see him versus Baltimore. That'll be very nice if we do get to. Because we mentioned that running back room is kind of thin. So.
I think it's good news after CeeDee Lamb got bowled over.
Dude.
And then flagged for interference on top of it.
Cowboys football is so back.
Yeah. Aaron Jones get hurt, but you got hurt because it was your fault. Nice going.
So funny. Mm-hmm. So back. I sent that to my buddy Nick immediately. He said, Cowboys football is back, baby. We're going to win the Super Bowl.
No. Once again, I have Schottenheimer gone by Thanksgiving. I think they're going to get embarrassed Thanksgiving afternoon when the whole world is watching, and Gary's going to make a phone call at midnight saying, "I'm done, kid. Bye."
I don't think he goes that quick. I think I'm going to give him a little bit more leeway because I don't know who Jones would get after him, frankly. But we'll see. We'll see.
Oh, last week did you see the story about home run derby?
What about it?
Now that ESPN wants to cut ties with Major League Baseball, Netflix may step in and take the home run derby.
Netflix was not who I was expecting, but ESPN hardly covers baseball, anyways. For being honest, so
Oh, and back to the UFC story. Some matches may end up being simulcast on CBS proper, which will be very old school. There was pay-per-view back in the day, but I remember seeing Ali Frazier. Ali Frazier? I think I saw Ali Frazier actually shown on ABC in prime time when I was 7 years old. When the Ali fights, they did the pay-per-view thing. And back then, you had to go to a movie theater to watch it, and then
which goated. Honestly, we should bring that back.
what places do, and then like a week later, it ran on ABC, and I remember my dad watching it with his buddies. While I was running around playing with my G.I. Joes or whatever. my $6 million man action figure.
Yeah, there you go. Anytime we get more coverage for sports, pro, college, whatever, it's a good thing. That's why I expect. And for the UFC stuff, especially, no pay-per-view means anybody can see anything if they get the stream service.
Yep.
I wish baseball would do something like that. No blackouts on my cable television. That would be so nice.
It drives me nuts too because I can't see Ranger games. I get Ranger game blackout, and I get same Cardinals blackout, but nobody locally runs. I mean, are they on a? Are they being run on? What used to be Fox Sports West? Is it on FanDuel on Cox Cable? Is that where the games are?
I have no idea.
Because you don't on my system it pops up and says blackout, and it's like, well, okay, but where is it? Is available somewhere else? And I'm like,
Yeah, I get those no feeds available from the MLB app every now and then.
no.
That's the nature of it right now. We hope it changes, but we've been hoping it'll change for a while. So, hey, stick around after this show. We've got EPH 511 coming on next. It's another good show you won't want to miss. It is Monday evening after all, so it's coming up. We might send it to break, to end a little bit early so we can get ready for that show. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. It's been another fun one. Remember, bookmark this episode. Come back and tell me if my MLB predictions were wrong. I got to warn you, though. Whenever I made predictions in the past, especially for football, I've been pretty accurate. So you might be disappointed. But hey, thank you for watching. This has been the Game Plan on the Gospel Station Sports and Talk. I'll catch you next time. Have a great rest of your day. See you tomorrow. God bless.
That's
all.
commercials in America, so I can have you hook some stuff up.